Twitch should really add a configurable delay to the point at which you're allowed to do redemptions, just to ensure that no redemptions are missed during the first however many minutes of the stream. You know, you wouldn't want to be away from your stream, but having started it, and then not see the redemption because chat pushed it off and you don't have it visible. Well, yeah, static, obviously. But can't expect them to do everything. And I don't expect them to do this one thing either, but you know. Hi, I'm live. And it's a Satisfactory night. And more to tack on to the bottom of the list. Yep. I mean, if we want to start off the stream ragging on Twitch, they sent out a string of tweets today regarding the ad incentive program. And there was one little bit where they made mention of affiliates, and it's like, sorry, the affiliates are not eligible for the AIP, but you can get the 55% revenue split by using the ad manager. Yeah, but the ad manager is shit, Twitch. See no reason not to start with that. Yeah, no, it's not like I could totally get in trouble and, you know, whatever for defacing the platform that I'm streaming to. No. To be fair, though, this is valid criticism. Like, genuinely, the ad manager is shit. Not enough configurability in it. At all. You want me to use that to get an increased ad revenue percentage? Really? Improve your fucking product first, then I'll consider it. Again, I've already tried it. That's how I know it's shit. Okay. Let's move on from that and actually start the game, shall we? We all have plenty of venting to do regarding Twitch, I'm sure. But let's not bother with that right this second. Gaming scene, Satisfactory, game audio. Alright. Wait, no. Or it's not supposed to be on the screen right now. Sorry. Also, I just launched Satisfactory directly without having to do any bullshit. Product worth using is a product worth improving. Absolutely. But yeah, I launched Satisfactory directly. I didn't have to disconnect or do any shenanigans like that. You know why? Turns out the Update 6 update that I accidentally missed happening in the background until it was too late, that was actually a blessing in disguise, because now Steam thinks I'm running Update 6, and so it's no longer prompting me to update whenever I launch the game. Even though this is still Update 5. And of course, as long as another update isn't released and I don't ask it to verify integrity, it's just gonna keep acting the same way. So I can just launch Satisfactory as if it's Update 6, but it's really Update 5. Steam don't know the difference. So that's a nice little touch. Completely accidental, of course, that is a thing. But it is a nice thing to have being a thing. And things. Rearranging this grid of crafting a little tiny bit so there's not nearly as much overlap and stuff, but it's impossible. It's just so much. I showed it last week. Just all the crafting chains is absurd. Also, I can make 6 assembly director systems permanent. Oh, and there's water going to like 8 different things. Is it 8? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it actually was 8. I was just pulling that number out of my ass, but turns out it was the right number to pull out of my ass. Cool. The best part is I can't zoom in on this at all because it's just that big. I sold 6 items per minute. I mean, when you get to this point in the game with that sort of crafting requirement, and you need 4,000 of them, don't forget. I'll take 6 per minute. That's a fair amount. And yes, this is the reason why I'm still on update 5. This right here, not on update 6 yet, and I don't want to go without it, even with the improvements to the body slots and stuff. Sounds like you're good at pulling things out of your ass. No comment. To be fair, I could totally make this go faster. The problem is, as it stands, I'm already needing 2,600 water a minute, 126 bauxite, almost 300 copper, almost 250 caterium per minute, in case that's not obvious. 434 crude oil a minute, 432 limestone a minute, iron's the big one. Water is fairly simple as long as you have a big enough lake. Iron ore, 2,273 per minute. That's the main issue. Oh, and 90 sulfur a minute. That's hiding in amongst the other stuff. The problem is the ore acquisition. Less of a problem if you could draw the resources more quickly, too. Well, I do have a solution for that. You know, casual 1,500 resources per minute from a normal node. The game is loaded up, and I'm not even going to stay in this area. Best part is I don't actually have a train to this spot, so we can go there instantly. Because someday I'll stop doing that. My train line is up here. It's out over here. Actually relatively close. It's actually out over here. And then it comes in over here. But it's not over here. And at some point it will be hooked up. Because, you know, the space elevator is there. And I'm crafting the items here. But for now, just a teleporter. Where's your water extractor tier? Yes. Well, the problem with the water extractors is more so the piping. Slug over there. The piping is the issue, because you can only transport 600 cubic meters a minute, and even at that, you can't actually transport 600 cubic meters a minute because of bugginess in the pipes. Water extractors and teleport pipes. Now that I would not be against. Also, this platform is not big enough. Oh right, I never finished that, did I? You see that? My character model disappeared there briefly. Buildcraft had that down pat a decade ago. They did, except the teleporter pipes were not Buildcraft itself. That was a mod. It might have been integrated into the base mod eventually. Come on. It's like 1 pixel! Christ. You actually marked 5? 3, 5, 5, 5. Nothing. 3, 2. It's supposed to be down here that didn't get built. Tier 4. Okay. Mark 4. Whatever. Same difference. Yeah? Good for you. What a tower of belts. And the best part is, because these are basically max distance, I can't even get it to snap on anything other than the right one, seemingly. Such a staple, it might as well have been part of the base mod. Yeah, which is why I think at some point it was added, wasn't it? Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I feel like I stopped using Buildcraft regularly after 1.4, 1.5? What? Oh, I see. Something like that, probably. Oh, I actually don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I got it right. Cool. Ah, too high at that point to get it. And that one I'm not gonna risk trying to do it early because it could end up being placed in the wrong position. Yeah, if you missed it last week, this is basically all I did, was set up a bunch of resource acquisition. So, miner, miner, double miners, there's a miner back there. Including, speaking of having way more, hey look, it's one of these. Yeah, this is solely responsible for all of the iron ore I need. I didn't need to do this, but it beat running cables from back over there. Cables, belts. I didn't need to do this. It was more just efficiency. Might also use me less power per minute, but I don't really care about power per minute at this point, you know? My production is off massively. Like, not even close to what it should be, so that... Yeah, it has to static, because belts are still limited at 780. Unless you use a mod. That's about half of what it should be. Actually, less than half of what it should be. It's still plenty of power. But I'll have to look into that at some point. Don't want the Mark 3s, I want the Mark 4s, because the Mark 4s are the ones I haven't done yet. It's trying to place it to wrap around, which is why it's going off to the side like that. Like, instead of placing it like this, it's trying to place it like that, so it wraps around, right? But because it doesn't have the length to do that, it freaks out. It's actually faster to do this. 27.1 versus 19. According to the HUD at the bottom left-ish. Well, now it's 9.5, but 19. And then if I do this... Okay, I only got 26.7 that time. 26.5. There we go, 27.1. So finicky. Of course, what I'm going to do with this massive array of belts, I don't know. Haven't decided that yet because I haven't really determined how exactly I'm going to set up the factory yet. Going for aluminum, which is not this one specifically, but since I'm here. My inventory is backwards from what it normally is because I never sorted it. It's gonna take a couple extra stacks of that stuff. There we go. Of course, this is not all of the ore that I need. Caterium, the iron, copper, limestone, sulfur. Water comes from down there. I haven't set any of that up. And then the oil comes from over here. You the pure node? I don't even remember how much I need versus how much I can get. No, you're the normal node. You're the pure node. So I need how much oil? 434 per minute. Did you check that the extractors will fit underneath that platform? No. But they will. That's plenty high enough. See? Not a completely dumb question either. Again, I didn't actually check. Give me a 120 per minute. So I could get that up to like 300 per minute. Still not gonna be enough. Yeah, no, I mean, good catch, Static. I hadn't even thought of that. But also, I guess I've been playing this game long enough that I know roughly what to expect in that regard. I'm gonna need 15 refineries to process this oil. Kind of thinking I want to make that like an offshoot over this way. So this power is being run from the sulfur setup. but being right at the edge of a render distance. If I can get 240 out of that, 120 would be 360. So I don't know what I'm doing with all this yet. My frame rate is already getting laggy. Would be 120. Wait, what? You're a normal. Oh, you're a normal. I don't want the normal node, I want the pure node. Damn pure node go. This one? Yeah, you can see how much the game is lagging right now. Yeah, 240. Okay. I mean, I could just use both nodes. Or, you know, 480, but also not quite. I need 430, which means I can trim off 40 of it, basically. Can't spam click those, you have to spam click these. Accidental exposure to dangerous substances. Yeah, Fix-It takes care of their employees. This one. I kind of feel like I want to do the oil refineries over here. I think I already said that. I know I said it last week. Overlapping others. Oh, that doesn't matter. I would think this is enough. Let me actually zoom in on that area. So I'm trying to make petroleum coke. Interesting. And polymer resin for residual rubber. Oh boy. I hate the recycled plastic, recycled rubber loop. I don't know why that always has to be a thing, but it seemingly always has to be a thing according to this, and it's not ideal. Granted, there's so much rubber and plastic going through that it shouldn't stall out, like at some of my factories where there's a lot fewer items. But it's still not great. Also not great is the number of things that are overlapping in this one spot. Okay. Get rid of these trees since they're just poking through obnoxiously and are nearby as well. That one technically wasn't an issue, but close enough. Gotta figure out both where the train station is gonna be, probably near-ish to where stuff is actually ultimately assembled. Because, you know, that would be smart. But also where the train is gonna be routed through. Because for where my train lines are, this is kind of an awkward spot. But I hate that I'm getting less than 60 FPS a lot of the time. Yeah, I think that's the last of the trees. Like, not in terms of just frame rate isn't good, but it's very stuttery, as I'm sure you noticed. There. Nobody will ever notice. Can imagine all the shrubbery is helping. Yeah, I think part of it also is that I've now loaded this area of the map. No, this area of the map. This area of the map. And this area of the map. I think the issue is being caused by this guy, but I don't know why. You should be clear to go. Okay, well, I was working on this area, but let's go resolve that shithousery. Brains. Let's load more of the map. Okay, let's load even more of the map, because I went to turbo fuel instead of turbo vermers. Yeah, you can go that way, I'm going this way. Like it said, the trains were waiting unusually long, not that there was a collision. Why are you stuck? Like, you got stopped first, and then that caused that one to stop, which caused this one to stop, which caused that one to stop. You know, actually, this helps explain why the fuel production is bad. Because sulfur. One of my sulfur trains got stuck, and this is the one that produces most of the sulfur for my power generation. You've got a red signal, but why? These are both the same block. What? It sure as hell shouldn't be. Okay, that makes sense to be the same block. But then why are these the same block? Unless they're bugged. They must be bugged somewhere. Okay, I've now got no signals over here, so allow me to redraw these. Okay, that's good. There we go. Bug tracks and trains in just the wrong spot meant that that got messed up. Yeah, I've actually got 2 trains set up for that one station, and both of them got stuck. But nobody seems to be stuck anymore, so that's good. Also, there's another train coming. Oh, but that one got the block, even though that one's right there. That's funny. That's a station. Okay, let's go back to where I'm supposed to be right now. Since that issue was resolved. Yeah, very laggy now. Leave a little bit of space there. That's supposed to be heavy oil residue. I can get 10 down here and then an additional 4. Honestly, can probably be fit in here if I did this. There. Now you'll really never know it's there. Think I can fit 4 more in like this? I mean, I totally could if I had the motors. Just gonna take a bunch of motors because I know I'll need them, and that will just allow this to produce even more. Need any rotors? Not at this point. Just to be sure as well, the trains are all functioning? Yes. Good, that issue was resolved. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, I did place 10, as I meant to. Oh, I actually need 15. 15. Now please tell me none of you did what you were supposed to. Absolutely none of them did what they were supposed to. Great. Maybe that'll help just a tad, though it still stuttered there. I think it's honestly just because I'm loading the game a ton, which it's not designed to do. You know, specifically, I'm going from one area to the other and not unloading any, or not, like, anything in between, so I'm sure the game is not very pleased about that. Because normally, I didn't really need this. Normally, you load an area by running up to it, not just by appearing in it suddenly, except at the start, obviously. I'm only producing 430, so I can absolutely just send this in as is, with a single pipe. A couple of them placed wrong. Or just one of them. That's nice. Where is roughly halfway? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Halfway. The grid is over here. And over here. How much are you going to be producing? 320, so definitely want lag. Definitely want you. And Dingle is taking me away from the game because it's supposed to be a good thing. Supposedly. Apparently, OBS has skipped 154 frames due to encoding lag. I'm splitting it between the two. These can just all be Mark 1s. A little far away. By the way, the small graphics changes I made have not helped. And I'm honestly not surprised. mean, I don't know if there's a load line in this area. There might be, because there was a pretty big lag spike as I moved right here. Yeah, that's a load line. That's part of the issue. But to be fair, with how large this area is going to be, is it any surprise, and this isn't the full area either, but is it any surprise that, say, it's a bit rough? Or it's, yeah, not a bit rough. Is it any surprise that I've managed to find a load line? I don't think it is. Because you go for this large of an area and it's going to go out that a ways somewhere. You're going to run into load lines. Just, you know, a region of the map where it loads a different area. Like over there. See? That's what I mean by load line. Loading in that area and then deloading it. And it's a multi-step one as well. You can see out there that's loaded, deloaded, but over here isn't loaded, and then move a little bit further this way and that loads. So it's load lines even, not just one. Double whammy. Okay, so this makes 302, really? 302 heavy oil residue a minute, and then 276 heavy oil residue a minute. Cool. Alright, how much do these output? 40? Cool. Let's start doing that yet. This is going to be all the heavy oil residue, which gets water and water. Oh, from the alumina, electrode aluminum scrap. Okay. I'm going to have to keep that in mind, but I can route these items to wherever. That's not that big of a deal. I'm going to be producing... Wow, really? 289.416 polymer resin a minute. You know what the limit of a Mark III belt is? 270. i.e., I have to upgrade it to a Mark IV belt, even though it's so very close to being Mark III. Four, 5. So it's more like 5. Three, 4, 5. Thank you, lag. Greatly appreciate it. Then do you reach? Oh. That should be about enough for him. How much do you actually make? 20 per minute. So basically nothing. Fun fact, every 2 notches of the conveyor lift is 1 stackable belt bit.
I strongly advise you to harvest this specimen.
I strongly advise you to leave me alone. And the initial height is 2 of these. So by going up 2 ticks, that brings me up to a height of 3. You totally don't have to go up 3, you could just go up 2 if you want to use the elevators like this, the lifts. But by going up this many, it gives you a bit more headroom when working with the piping beneath. So it's better in that regard. Mind you, for this lag, I did move the game to my SSD. OS drive. But it's still an NVMe SSD at least. Okay, so that's barely enough room. Not much room to sneak in belts there, but there's enough. I'll redo these belts at some point, because they're not gonna stay Mark 5s or Mark 4s. That's just inefficient. I mean, it speeds up things, but you're never gonna saturate a Mark 4 belt, even at the end of the day. Well, the only time you will saturate is when things start backstuffing. But that won't happen for a long time. See? Not much space there. But there's enough. Okay, so how much do you make again? 20? 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 40, 60, 80, 200, 40, 60, 80, 300. Although you do need to be downclocked to 47.0801%. Because I don't need 15 at full power, I only need 14 and then 1 left over to do things. Granted, I'm actually making 440 crude oil a minute when I only need 434. But considering the way that pipes are when you start sending larger amounts through them, specifically as you get near 600, but even still, it's just easier to send more than necessary, you know? I mean, worst comes to worst, these things just shut off occasionally and don't send power, or don't send fluid constantly. It'll still saturate. Not a problem. Okay. Yeah, those load lines sure are annoying. Always are. Get Get some of these placed. Something I need to fix anyway. There's one more of those down here. That's Mark 3. Okay, so this should be Mark 3. And if I mess up on one, it's not that big of a deal. There we go. Guns. I don't need those bits of the map loaded. Stop it. Here. Not going over there. I'm right here. Damn, you're trying to be efficient. But what I should do... I don't know why I bothered looking. Of course they make less than 300 per minute. $40, $80, $120, $60, $100, $240, $280. Or you know what I do? I allow for things to be slightly off. Damn. Setting this to 180 per minute, yeah, 280, because that's what it should be. And then this would be 40, 80, 120, 160, 200, autosave, 240, 280. That's not right. I miscounted somewhere. Stupid lag. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. Okay. That's where I messed it up. I did this too soon. Will you still reach? You will. Why did that? Huh. That did snap originally. You are... If I could hit the right numbers. For 280. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. I'm out of pipes. I'm gonna restart the game when I go on break. Speaking of which, bot, where are you? It's been over an hour. Game is set to Satisfactory. There it is. Okay. If I run it to right there and then tell it to go up, it's a relatively short curve. Did that go noodle? No. So honestly, you can go noodle for that. Alright. So one of them is... You need to make 25 per minute. And I should be going on break here, but let's bump this up to 340 per minute. Which should saturate the pipes with the way I'm doing it. What? That was weird. Okay. Sure. Going to exit to desktop so I can relaunch the game. But first, I'm going to take a break. Gonna take a few minutes, stand up, stretch, listen to some music. Music's mostly there to let me know when the break's over. But, you know. Gonna run some ads during the break. Get some water, yeah. If you're able to, you should also consider getting up and doing things. I always have to make that exception, because certain people, evil, are not always able to fulfill certain things that I say. So, yeah, like I said, I'll be back. Apologies for the ads, but it does add a little bit of money to my wallet. A very little bit, because I refuse to use Twitch's shitty ad manager. Yes, I'm looping back to that, but we're not going to discuss it more. But yeah. So, the ads will be over before I get back to gaming, though, so you don't have to worry about that. I'll be back in a few. Alright, we are back, and what's up, Evil? You're upgrading your tablet? Oh, fancy you. Meanwhile, I've still got a second gen Ed Mini. Oh well. Enjoy the new iPad. I almost went and played another ad, which I guess Twitch might let me do that. They might not. Either way, I wouldn't want to. Over here. If OBS decides to capture the game. It should capture it at some point. It's been 6 years was having space issues. Fair enough. Meanwhile, my iPad is solely used for Twitch at this point. Well, okay, that's not entirely true, but it's almost entirely used for Twitch at this point. So it doesn't really matter how much storage it has, but it's never been enough. Ever. I think this is a 16 gig model. Let's see. Because popping it out of its small case is actually faster than trying to open up settings app, and it's not even printed on the back. I did not mean to hit spacebar. Model A1489. Serial number, I'm not telling you. When did they stop printing the capacity on the back of iOS devices? Although I guess technically this now should be running iPad OS. I think it's running iPad OS, right? That was in place by iOS 12? I think that's what this is on. Either way, I think it's a 16 gig, and that's... no. Use yours for all kind of shit. There. I'd like to upgrade mine, but... whoops. Money, as usual. Getting $180 trade-in, though? Wow. That's a fair amount. I think I'd get a little bit less than that off a trade-in on my iPhone 10. Which is ridiculous. Anyway. Yeah, I would like a new iPad, but money and also I just don't really need it technically. So I need more refineries for petroleum coke. I need blenders for diluted fuel. Is any of this right here deep enough for pumps? Yeah. Over here it is. You could totally fit 1, 2. That's cool. Yeah, actually thinking about it more, I have an iPhone 5, a 4th gen iPod Touch, an iPhone 6s, and an iPad Mini 2 that if I was to get another iPad at least, I could trade all of those in. I think I'd be lucky to get $200 worth of trade-in value out of all of them combined, though. Yeah, no, I mean, the iPad is 5S era. And then the phones are self-explanatory. They're not worth much anymore, unfortunately. How do I want to do this? You know, instead of running this one all the way over to here, what I could do... is set up 5.5 blenders over here. Oh, you want a particle accelerator? I don't have control rods. I also don't have enough fused modular frames, but technically I have them except Jesus Christ. The blender is a big building. The refinery is a big building. The particle accelerator is fucking massive. So I need a total of 5.529 blenders. Yeah, I can do that. Cuts in a little bit over here, but whoop-de-doo. Still leaves plenty of room for activities over here. And these blenders get purely oil and fuel. Tiniest Pro, them all at 9.7. Nice. Yeah, there's a fair few models at this point, aren't there? Are you kidding me? Alright, I've got a solution for this. Not pretty, but it should work. It ain't pretty, but it'll do. Honestly, for this one, you can just do that. Just go over there and make it so I stop having to... I don't have to continue dealing with the bullshit of this thing. I wish they would fix the colliders on these, because they're really excessive. The best part is that it's both, you know, the physical mesh and also dictates where the stuff can go as well. Which I guess is all just physical mesh, but still. This is less than 300, so I don't need to worry about using Mark II pipes. The water, on the other hand, that I'm going to need is 552, essentially 553 cubic meters a minute. So that will be 3 things, because they each do... no. How much do they do? 120? I don't remember. You'll never know, because you'll never move past U5. I will eventually. Honestly, at this point, I think I might just play this through until I'm finished with it, and then once I play it again, by that point they'll be on update 7, since they plan on releasing that before the end of the year. And, you know, it's late October already. So, I probably won't play much of update 6. But that's fine. Not like update 7 sounds like it's going to be a massive list of changes anyway. Okay, I don't have anything I want, so... nope. There we go. You! So the water, how much are these going to need for water? What are you even making? Diluted fuel. 100 per minute. Oh boy. Bloody colliders. I think at this point it needs to be Mark IIs. Oh, right, yeah. Run them in. I should have probably angled them, but whatever. I'm gonna bother with it now. That's turbo fuel. It did set. Hey, kiosk. $52.915. There we go. Bit of sulfur there. Resources not deep enough. Okay, that's what I was getting blocked on. I thought it was getting blocked by the thing there. That's fine. So how much do they produce again? 120. It is 120. Okay, so I need 6 water extractors. Yes, that's your excuse. The resource is not deep enough. Resource is not deep enough. Okay, fair enough. I think right around there will be fine. Granted, the alignment isn't great. But that's okay, because I can do this. And then do this. If I remember which key it is. There we go. Yeah, that looks good to me. You, here. These are very well aligned, considering. Of course, those ones aren't having it. Gotta ruin the symmetry, don't ya? Where am I going? To that one, not the one I was on. There. Aesthetics. Autosave. Honestly, get rid of these. This is gonna be a big factory, so the fewer anything I have, the better it'll be. Give it a pump so that it's got plenty of ability to get up this hill. And that should be those all set up. And that just makes fuel. Which of course the fuel gets split 236 and 316. It can't be nice and even or anything. And annoyingly, it's all going into the recycled rubber, recycled plastic loop. I'm sure there's more efficient ways to do it than that stupid loop. Like, there's no way that that's the best way to go about it. Wet concrete goes to encased industrial pipe and heavy encased frames. Okay, good to know. Put them up at some point. Well, you know, there's a lot of rubber that, or a lot of... No, there's only a little bit more rubber. And it's all going from the polymer resin coming out of the heavy oil residue. Okay. So if I want to do this... If I overclock two of them, I'm... well, not really, actually. Oh, turns out I run out of pipes after 5. So in order to produce petroleum coke, which I need 7.6 refineries. And in order to produce residual rubber, which I need, actually, what's going into residual water? Oh, right, water off of the aluminum crafting chain. Okay. But in order to produce residual rubber, I need 7.2 refineries per minute. So I need 7-ish of these no matter what. Underneath of my mouse. There we go. Just gonna do a loop around to gather resources here at my main base while I'm here. Basically need none of them. Of course, autosave. More stuff over here. Because, you know, starter base is just messy like that. Okay, that's all the motors I need. I need some rotors though, because I've been using them up on the blenders, I would guess. Okay, that's all for that. Now I need to go to the steel place to get steel stuff, and I wish it wouldn't do that. And you use the topping off. I'm almost out of tier 4 belts. That's just project parts. Old project parts, not ones that I actually am bothering with anymore. I was completely out of them. Now, is there anything else I desperately need? The overclockers. But yeah, I'm low on aluminum casings because of the blenders as well, I believe. That's alright. I'm not actively going to be making blenders for a little while. Right. You. I need 100, well, I don't need 100 specifically. Yes, let's just load this area again. Excellent. I need 100, or I like to keep 100 on me because 100 gives me, what am I doing? 500 megawatts of power generation for my suit. I also have fuel generators just as a backup. But each generator produces up to 100 megawatts. So even though I have 102, it's only producing 100. Times 5 gives me 500, which is more than enough to saturate this. Even when I'm, you know, actively climbing while boosting or whatever. Doesn't matter. Actually, I'm going to need 8 for petroleum coke. So that, or I only use Or I use 2 overclockers, so I might as well just make an 8th and go from there. Excuse me. Petroleum coke times 8. 1 to be underclocked. Yay, they're all aligned. So since this is the 8th one, you can be clocked down to 55.9371%. There we go. Oi. Don't do that. Of course, you didn't see anything, but I did. So this takes 40 per minute, and if this is producing less than 320, that's the only... Literally, this is the only Mark II pipeline I need. And I could, in theory, make that 1, but aesthetics, I guess. Of course, what I could do is... no, it as it is. I'll change it a little. Being indecisive. That should distribute amongst the refineries better anyway. So that will produce a total of... Wow, really? That will produce a total of 907 petroleum coke a minute, basically. I got my fingers misaligned. Just gonna pretend that this is doing 120 even though it's clearly downclocked. 20, 240, 360, 480. From there is more than I can actually manage on a single belt. Hmm. Twenty, 240, 360, 480, 600, 720. So yeah, it's you that causes the issue. Can you please fuck off? That's that. And I've still got the those items to deal with. But that requires setting up aluminum, which requires 1.05 refineries. Okay, so that extra overclocker I can just put into that. Where's my bauxite? Helium, iron, copper, limestone, sulfur. It's not there. It's over here somewhere, isn't it? Or no, it's up over there. That's right. That's the one resource I haven't gone and gotten yet. So I was going to use you at first. I haven't done that. And there's the power cable that comes from there. Temporary, of course. Once the train station is set up, I'll run power properly. But I'm putting that off because I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. That is not what I wanted. Autosave. Now the visual's not going to line up with the audio. Oh yeah, I see you over there. Those are much further away. What are you? Normal. How much do I need? 126 a minute? That's it. Easy. Lizard doggo. Oh yeah, I got nothing for you. Oh look, that thing finally spawned. Can you not? I disagree. What did I run out of? Oh, fused modular frames. Not a fused modular frames. I think? Yeah, I am. But what uses them besides the particle accelerator, which I haven't placed? Oh, duh, the Miner Mark III. Also uses turbo vroomers wherever they are at. There they are. They'll need more of them at some point. I don't know what happened to the lizard doggo, but I think he got scared. Oh, there he is. You can keep licking your chops. It's not going to change anything, bud. 8, please. Oh wow, the grid is not exactly aligned with how I put this. Oh. Doesn't really matter. Ah. There's a lizard doggo. Bud, what are you doing? Hi. So you just barely need a Mark III belt. Okay, so hear me out. There's water here. There's a slug there. There's the aluminum here. Why don't I just set up the aluminum stuff that I need to do right here? Like, yeah, I gotta cart the silica and the alumina solution back down, but so what? Might as well. Best of all, I can just do this. Okay, you know what? I don't keep having to do this. I'll never remember to use this, but I have it. Best part is I don't need any of the stacking because it's just one refinery. So just feed them in from opposite sides. Yeah, okay, it snaps to there. Now, the other thing I could do is run that petroleum coke up here. You know, the stuff that I just made. I need about 42 a minute to go up here. If I want. But then I gotta run the water and the yeah, never mind on that. I don't want to deal with that. Here, I'll make it prettier. And by prettier, I mean more angled bits. So you need to be alumina solution, which is down here somewhere. You get one of these so you can be 105%. Literally 105. That's it. How much are you producing? 50 silica, so that's Mark 1 belt worthy. And where am I going over the cliff to? If I went straight out this way, that puts me over here. The problem is, it's at an awkward angle to get down there. That's alright. Yeah, it's fine. Also, spicy rock. They keep running into me, but I'm not hitting them. Why aren't you guys taking any radiation damage, huh? God, there's so many of them. Ow. Jesus, are you guys done? Is this one of the... No, I did get this one. How many of these do I have in my inventory? Full stack, I'll take them anyway. Never hurts to have more. Same thing with motors. Where's the use? I don't think I have a use for them. Although they definitely don't stack to 20. So sure, I'll take 10 extras, why not? Anything else? Screws, perhaps? They're made of something, Static. I don't know, but it's rather annoying. Made of fuck-offium. Yeah, that's actually probably the correct answer. Sounds right to me, at least. I am just going to do this. Probably hold my mouse a little bit more, so it's not, you know, jumping around as I scroll. How about, instead of picking up all that garbage, it more or less gets dropped onto the... Can I seriously not get rid of these bushes? Coffee stain, please. I have one more idea. Coffee stain. They really are immortal, though. Can you get off of my pathway? By the way, in case you're unaware, Coffee Stain is the studio developing this game. They're the devs, basically.
Relaying message. Hello, this is Paternal Figure. I have taken ill and need your help to find a cure. Doctors say that the only remedy is alien artifacts.
If it is not made for walks, why is it made of flat? Good question. Bruh. This is not for you. Non-player entities affected by hypertubes and/or conveyors. Conveyors, I believe so. Probably not hypertubes. Yeah, I know. You're rather obnoxious. Good, he's not getting in the way at least. I forgot the power, I know. Also, how convenient, they go the same length. This, on the other hand, can just not, but I'm going to do this. Even though I said before that ideally I don't do this so as to reduce the number of resources because it's one less thing in the world. You might be able to fling them using T5 belts, but probably not with repeatedly entering and exiting hypertubes. What about the jump pad things? Jump pad things 100%. Oh, the jump pad things work on the vehicles. Not the train, obviously. Let's do it. It requires power. I don't have power set up yet. And actually, I need to go slightly further with you. I want this to work properly. I'll just continue the pattern, because why not? Even further. I'm going to need you here, so that's right there. Power line can just skip it. Wonder what the maximum speed you can reach from bouncing off is. Probably not that high. You're better off just abusing the hypertubes. Obviously for other stuff maybe not, but Honestly, if you want to get really fast with anything, just glitch yourself off of one of the stupid, the ones that charge you, whatever the hell they're called. Not around here, of course. The hogs. Because I have glitched myself off of them a number of times, and the crab spawners as well, actually. And been yeeted into the sky and killed. Wonderfully enough. Really? You were more looking for non-deadly shenanigans? There. Also, I've changed my mind. I want to remove this foundation. Just because... Oh, right. I saw the bot. I'll get to that in a minute. Oh, 50. That's why. Like, why is it not letting me select it? This way I can just drop it straight down from there. There you go. I mean, I think somebody's done that, static, so wouldn't be very original, would it? Not that that's really that big of a deal. Alright, I'm just gonna do the same game reboot, because I might as well. In this break. So save the game. Exit to desktop. And AFK screen. Yeah, I'm gonna take my second break of the night. And play some ads while I'm away. Yep. Hey, at least I don't play the ads while I'm playing the game like some people. Not calling anybody out specifically with that, though. Just to be clear. But there are a number of streamers that do that, and it's fucking obnoxious. Yeah, fair, static. But yeah, I'm gonna take a short break, and I'll be back in a few minutes. And when I get back, we'll continue working on the factory. So, BRB. Alrighty, I am back, and I haven't mentioned this yet during the stream, so I might as well mention it now. It says in the title, oh, the normal title, but it also says exclamation point goals. Would you look at that? There's now text on the screen when I ran the command. Yeah. So basically, in case you're unaware, next month on November 18th, the new Pokemon games release, Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. And normally, I wouldn't stream myself playing the brand new games. BDSP was an exception to that rule because it was just a remake, or a remaster, as it turns out. But anyway, Legends I didn't stream until after I'd already defeated it, and that's how I'd normally do it. But if the goal counter in the bottom left of the screen gets up to $200 by the 18th of November at 3 a.m. Eastern, apparently, then I will stream myself playing it. There will be some restrictions on chat, and if anybody dares put a spoiler into the game, or into the chat rather, don't expect to chat anytime soon after that. But I would at least stream it so that anybody who wants to watch can. Spoiler, you can catch Pokemon. /ban kiosk coin. Oh, it didn't work. Oh well. And as a sub goal to that, if we hit, not like a literal sub goal, but like, not subscription, but literally sub goal. Sub dash goal? Anyway, if the counter gets up to $100, I'll end up playing Pokemon Y on stream, probably after the release of Violet, so it might not be until the new year, even. Well, and holy shit, wait, that doesn't even match my, huh. It said, oh, no, it just updated. It said 24, now it's 14. Okay. OBS got with the program, apparently. What is Y? Gen 6. X and Y? They're literally called Pokemon X and Pokemon Y. There's no version or anything like that, like the older games. But that was Generation 6, released in 2013. First versions to be released globally. Yeah, that's the title. It's literally X and Y. It's weird. Anyway, if we hit $100 on that, that will be me streaming Pokemon Y. If we hit 200, I'll stream Pokemon Y, but I'll also stream Pokemon Violet on release. There's a mainline title that is not a color. Sun, Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, Sword, Shield. Also, I mean, I guess Platinum and Crystal you could say are colors, but bit of a stretch. Yeah, anyway. Yeah. Yep. Sun is a color of pain. Moon is silvery. Kiosk. Yeah, point is, we get that goal up to $200, and that will be that. I'll actually stream it. Now, in regards to what actually counts towards that goal, all bits, all tips, and subs count, but they're half of what it would normally cost. So like a $5 subscription would only count for $2.50 because that good old 50-50 sub revenue split that Twitch loves giving literally everybody. So yeah, I think that's basically it. I also will say most of my tipping stuff set up currently is PayPal. I am going to look into adding another way But if you don't like using PayPal and you do want to send a tip in, there is se.pay, which is through Stream Elements itself. So, also an option. Just to mention that. Also, I have a Ko-fi account set up that allows you to do monthly recurring subscriptions, but that goes through PayPal. So I know some people are not liking PayPal at the moment. But unfortunately, I don't have any optional things set up through that. Ko-fi is using PayPal as its payment system. But they don't have any fees. It's literally just PayPal's fees. Anyway, shall we get back into the game? I think I've said everything I need to say at this point. Alternatives are pretty limited, yeah. Yep. Which is unfortunate, but is what it is. OBS will start capturing in a second, but game is loaded back up. There's a ferret on screen that shouldn't be on screen. Ferret plays. Dingle plays. Of course, there's still technically a ferret on screen. Hard to see, but it's there. It's on the side of my car, for reference. Very subtle. Yeah, you can't honestly really see it. But it is there. Right, so we were here doing things with the stuff. How could I forget? What I want to do is, what are you actually? You're a Mark 1. So I'll just go with the Mark 2 for now, because it honestly doesn't matter. This gonna behave how I want it to? Let's see. Yes, it does. Beautiful. Now, does that actually reach all the way to the ground? Gonna be a pain in the ass about actually letting me. Alright, well, we'll deal with that in a moment. I think that should be that just right there. Also, the reason why I'm doing this, you see how much of a space is left on a 2 mil or a 2 meter thick platform? You know how much space is left for a roof? Basically nothing. Isn't it great? Cannot afford. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna leave that there, and then I'm going to go get more things and stuff. As you do, really. Do I have 5 stacks exactly? Considering I started out with 6. Oh, I did not have 5 exactly. Wait, what? Huh. Nice, but also odd. Actually, still got the 6 extra that I picked up from earlier. Alright, that's everything from here except for this stuff over here. No, I'm not gonna forget it. And now it's time to head back. Old load lines. We established in the first bit of the stream that there's 2 load lines right around there. One loads the area over there and deloads it. The other loads and deloads the area over there. They're not right on top of each other, but they're quite close. Bush. Did I not use the grid up there? Whatever. Doesn't really matter. I did this. I guess that'll do. Now, of course, there is one thing that I forgot to do besides this. And that is deal with power. Oh, come on. That is awful. Yep. And it's not going to let me go all the way down to here. Or will it? Okay. I don't think I got that quite vertical, but it doesn't really matter. Boy, that is a tad jank. Now, what am I actually going to do with these? I've got an idea. Won't cover everything, but because you were producing 67 per minute. You're not gonna respect what I'm telling you, are you? Actually, 67.12. Can you stop? Yeah, it's not respecting what I'm telling it. Ah, this damn mod. When it works wonderfully. When it doesn't work, it does shit like that. And it's really fucking annoying. To put it simply. Yes, I want the refinery. Or I want the foundation underneath of the refinery, rather. Not the refinery itself. This is electrode aluminum scrap, petroleum coke, and that running at 70% exactly. Cool. Silica goes off to do silicon circuit boards after copper gets processed, so I'm not worried about that at the moment. Bring this over here. There we go. That is eventually alumina solution. Heading for things and stuff. I won't run that to there. I'll run it to here instead. It's the same, but different. Okay, so that produces water, and that water gets fed back into residual rubber based on the polymer resin, but I need 7 and a bit refineries for that. Keep pressing escape in the browser instead of in the game. I'm tabbed into the browser trying to move the thing around so I can see what the hell I'm actually doing, and I'm not in the game. I forgot to tab back into the game, because I'm good like that. Well, hopefully that sorts itself out. So this is petroleum coke, which is used for steel with some of the iron ore. I think now I'll set up the residual rubber refineries. Oh. I hate that functionality. I mean, I like that you can just do that. You can just hover over it and it will snap build to it, and then you can go from there, whatever else. What I don't like about it is when I have something held, right, so it's not moving, but then I look at this machine, it snaps it over here. So it's overriding behavior, basically. Not good. Yeah, that looks alright. Residual rubber needs water, and where's this water coming from? Oh, over there. Okay. Yep. Produces some amount of water a minute, 73.498 cubic meters in this case. Now, I'm not gonna just be able to get away with that little bit of water going into here. I'm gonna need another 216, basically. So, what I can do is set up one of the doodads for merging in water right here. What else do you require? What even are you? Residual rubber. You are the polymer resin. Oh, right. Well, that's almost fine. Thank you, game. How do I do this again? And then just put a pump on you, because I can just barely fit you in. Not jank in the slightest. Don't look too close at it, and it's fine. One of you needs to be overclocked to 123.541%. Let's get that one out of the way right off the bat. And then how much water was it total? 215 plus 73 is definitely not above 300, so this can all be Mark 1 pipes. Hold autosave. And the final touch to this is just to add a pump there. And that should allow for this line to be prioritized over this line. And this line will just be coming in from, you know, over here or something. Oh, how convenient. I can get it set up down here. Okay, how about this? I build you first, and then build this one. Boy, this is gonna be a little silly. Hear me out. Okay, hear me out this way. So hear me out like this. That way it's on the seam. Slightly offset to the front, so it would be like right there. Why not just do it from underneath in the first place? Because I don't want to. I guess I could try doing this. Really? You can't do that? Lame. At least straighten that out a little bit. Of course, it doesn't straighten it out over here, but I don't really care. What if I did this? How silly would this look? A little. So that is going all the way over to the other pump. And I would hope it would, because this is not a long distance to go whatsoever. Okay, so you... Really, you are, yes, 40 a minute. So then I just replicate this like I had it over there. So up 1, 2. And that should be sufficient. This is going to be mildly annoying. I guess there's no real reason I couldn't just do this. And decrease the height. I think the main reason why that's actually a junction cross is purely for verticality. because you can stack more than 2 like that. The bottom most gets priority, and then the one above that has second priority, and the one above that has third priority, and things like that. So if you really want to, you can stack it up a bit higher. I don't have any of that over there, so I'll just do this. I build it over here. 4 over. I should do 5 over. Good. But it's potentially going to have some interference. Autosave. Yeah. I can do that. I don't know how well I'll be able to do this since it's on a curve, but I can at least try. Yeah. Damn it. Of course it wouldn't be nicely aligned or anything. Alright, and now... Yeah, I should probably do auto splitters on all these, but I forgot to do it earlier. Because again, when auto splitters work well, or when they work properly, they work well. They don't always work properly though, and this could have been way closer than I made it. Yeah, whatever. Oop. Oops. 40, 80, 120, 160, 200, 240, 200, not 80. Actually, 289 to be precise. Wait, what? Yeah, it would be 280, but this one's overclocked, so it's 289. So slightly more here than here. Although that still doesn't make too much sense. Well, okay, it's producing that much more, but it's taking in twice as much, so that would put it... Okay, that makes sense. I was going off of the wrong numbers for the math there. Well, works out in the end. This all produces rubber. And this rubber goes 100% into recycled plastic. Well, I just looked at the sub count again, and I know the command was just run at the top of the hour, but it dropped off a little bit more. 13 subs, 14 sub points. Thank you, Kelly, for the tier 2 sub. I think that's more or less all of last month gone. Because after Twitch announced discounted gift subs for the end of October, or the end of September, nobody gifted subs. Out of spite, I think, primarily. I think we're all out of gift subs, and 13 is the actual sub count, instead of the bloated one. Yeah, and mind you, I'm not saying that, like, oh, how dare you guys not gift me subs just out of spite of Twitch. No. I get it. It was a dick move on Twitch's part to even do it the way they did it. Let's wait until the end of the month to discount gift subs. Oh, and we won't mention it ahead of time either. We'll just say it when it happens. Thanks, Twitch. 40, 60, 80, 20, or 100, 120. And I should be getting 144 out of this. So that would be a Mark III belt. I think I hear something crawling around in the ceiling. That's nice. I never did the outputs for the blenders. I'd love to know what it is up in the ceiling. Dealing with this shit for a couple of years now, and the landlord's done fuck all about it. I don't actually know what it is up there carrying around, assuming it is in the ceiling and not like in the walls somewhere. Hard to tell the way sound propagates through solid objects. Oh, I'm on the wrong hotbar. Eh. Yeah, poison gas, whatever. Wire is too long. There we go. Technically, I don't really need that stuff set up, but also by having it set up and hooked into power, it allows me to pre-fill the ores, which is not a bad thing. I could do the same for the oil and the aluminum, but yeah. Okay, so I'd like to do the recycled plastic, recycled rubber setup here somewhere. But I have the slight issue of needing upwards of 19 refineries. A fair amount. And I do have to start making other shit at some point. Honestly, I think what I want to do is consolidate all of this down on the thing that you guys can't see off the edge of the screen. The item output. So residual rubber. Maybe I don't do that one. Oh! That was supposed to be a shift enter. Thank you. Put it in the chat, why don't you? Okay, so you can't shift enter into chatty. Good to know. 289.4416. Polymer resin. I'm just gonna put it straight in the chat, cause screw it, why not, right? I don't need the petroleum coke there. 865.125 petroleum coke. Boy, I really have not made much, have I? 552 and 15 fuel. I can spell. And I think that's basically all I've done. Oh, right. 52.5 silica. Don't forget that one. Basically, because I have a gigantic crafting tree, if I start adding extra input items, I can tell it that, hey, I don't need this anymore. Aluminum scrap. I need 210 of. Polymer resin, I have 289.416. And the reason why I did it all in chat is because I would have to go down into the crafting tree, see what I need, and then scroll back up into this window. So it's just a little bit easier this way. Petroleum coke. $865.125 per minute. Fuel. Liquid biofuel. Yeah. 52.915. And finally, silica. 52.5. And there's now a new visualization that is slightly less than it was. Well, that's interesting. It's doing this thing where it's telling, or it's giving me a crafting thing to make diluted fuel in a blender, except it's requesting 0. So that means that I'm slightly short. What if I change this to 0.916? You stop. Yes, it appears to have stopped and is going now into recycled fuel, recycled rubber, recycled plastic, as it should. Recycled rubber is still there, petroleum coke is there. Aluminum scrap. I hear you over there. Can you not be obnoxious? Yeah, okay. I mean, that trimmed down the crafting tree a little bit. It's not a massive difference, but it is a difference. And I think I've got all the ores I need, right? Yes. I don't really need them all highlighted on the map. Nonetheless, it's much better for that. What's the exact split I need? Where's the fuel? There's the fuel. Finally do this up because, you know, it's gonna need to be done at some point. $100, $200, $300, $400, $500, not $600. And it's fine as it is. Fine as it is. I'd like to fill this gap and this gap here, but I don't know what I can realistically put, because the recycled rubber and plastic take, as I said before, 19 things for it. Recycled rubber requires 7.2, which I've actually already got set up here. I just didn't want to mark it off because of making sure. So there's actually multiple rubber inputs, right? Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. But I wanted to make sure that the residual rubber going into the recycled plastic crafter from using the polymer resin, I just wanted to make sure that that was maintained. So it works this way. I mean, maybe I could put the limestone crafting here. That needs 3.6 refineries, so put 3 here, 1 here. Just to fill the space. Wet concrete. Wet concrete, wet concrete, and wet concrete. Turns 120 limestone plus water, which is very usable, or very easily obtainable, to 80 concrete per minute. Except for this one, because this one is going to be downclocked to 60.0001%. I don't know why 0.0001%, but there you go. I'll have to figure out some way of getting water in there. But that's easy enough. And that'll fill the space. Not the most efficient space filler, but then I can put residual rubber and plastic either over here or, like, you know, in this area. I can fit an amount there and then probably double it up. And I can always, or I plan on extending the platform out that way. So there's plenty of space to work with. I'm going to ignore the bot slightly and just delay taking a break until after I've restocked a little bit. Used one. Drain. Down under there somewhere. Oh, I wanted one more. There we go. Hey, I actually used up those extra frames, so I only needed to grab 2 instead of 8. That enough motors? Yeah, 6 stacks worth. Is how many I'm keeping on me at the moment. Pull 6 stacks of that because that's what platforms are made out of. More plates. Wait, no it's not. What am I doing? Why? Plates. Not rods. Whatever. Good job, past me. Fortunately, it doesn't really matter because resources are effectively infinite. You just gotta craft them. And I've got those on autocraft, so they're effectively infinite. That topped off the stack perfectly. That doesn't happen too often. Using a lot of pipes. That was nice for a minute. Yeah, that's where they're all going, the refineries. It's funny how relatively little there actually is here. But it's because I did a lot of processing off-site in order to get it like this. right? Like the cooling units, primarily made off-site. The motors, made off-site. The radio control units, partially made off-site. Heat sinks, partially made off-site. Quick wire, made off-site. So the turbo vroomer bases or factory is fairly small because it's actually split out into a number of different places. Need more RCUs. I should have just picked them up while I was there, come to think of it. Oh, wait, where do I actually craft radio control units? Just those 3 recipes. Yeah, I make them at the same place I make the heat things. Which is why it's called heat radio. Duh. Actually, really what I can just do is this. Before you pull in, huh. Another train came through, but this is the one that actually goes here. And now we go to the aluminum base because that's where like half of my shit is actually made. Because, oh, there's oil here, so let me just make everything oil-based here. Oh, and by the way, how are we doing on power? Yeah, okay. So remember when the trains were stuck earlier? It still hasn't recovered fully, but considering I've gone from 40,000 to over 60,000 megawatts, that means that it was in fact the factory being restricted on sulfur, causing that issue. Good to know. I don't think I need any cooling units. No. Need some of you, though. I might grab 2 stacks, just because... Don't know how many I'll actually end up needing. Yeah, limiters are fine. I'm not gonna go for the 1 explosive that I'm missing. More of you. Anything else that I'm missing? Doesn't look like it. Stocking mission successful, I guess. Perfect. Now, wouldn't normally do this, but I'm gonna end the stream here. I just kind of want to end the stream here, to put it very simply. Yeah. So instead of taking a break and coming back, I'm going to take a break and come back on Wednesday. Sorry to cut the stream short, but you know, sometimes you just don't always feel like streaming for your full normal stream length. Sometimes you feel like streaming for longer. Tonight I'm feeling like streaming for less. Besides, you know how many nights I've done 4-hour streams on Mondays? A lot. I maintain my schedule pretty damn well, I think. At least you know, the streams that I can actually have control over, i.e. not FNR and SNR. But yeah, I just want to wrap it up early tonight. So I already mentioned it, but next stream, Pokemans. Did the Elite Four last week, so I guess this week it's time for Team Rainbow Rocket to be taken care of. That should be fun. I don't know how long that's going to take. This might be the final week of Ultra Moon, in which case I need to find something else to do. I don't even know if it'll take the full stream or if there will be enough to actually go just slightly into another week. I don't know. We'll see. Nice. But yeah, at least my Mimikyu finally knows Swords Dance. Like, seriously. Why was that gated behind post game? Damn it, Game Freak. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that decision was made because of Mimikyu. Like, legitimately, it's not that great of a Pokemon, but you give it one free turn. Maybe not in doubles, but single player. You don't need to worry about doubles, because there's hardly any double battles in single player. Not the multiplayer battling stuff. So, you know, you're given a free turn of setup with Mimikyu, and Swords Dance gives it +2 attack. It's already got good attack. You give it +2 attack and a free turn, and suddenly it just murders everything on the field. And it's actually got one of the better speed stats in all of Alola. I think it's 96. 96 is bloody fast for Alola. Maybe not compared to other stuff, but, you know. So I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if they decided, you know what, let's make Swords Dance a post-game thing and put it behind a little side quest. Just because. I'm sure it wasn't solely the reason for that happening, even if it was a big part of it. Sure, there was more that went into it than not. But yeah, anyway, that's when the next stream will be. Normal time, normal stuff, normal place, which is here. And of course, there's still exclamation point goals. I'm not going to run the command, but long story short, we're currently at $0 on the goal. $100, I play Pokemon Y on stream, which is just basically an extra incentive, because why not? $200 being the main thing, I stream Pokemon Violet on release day, and more than release day, you know, also over the weekend. Because normally I don't like doing it, so that's why it's behind a paywall, essentially. I like to play it in my own free time where I don't have to worry about people coming in and being like, hey, did you know about this spoiler? You know, just enjoying it by myself, basically. So that's going on. Subs, bits, and tips all count towards it, but subs... well, a tier 1 sub is $2.50 and not $5. I shouldn't have to explain why. You'll know the reasoning behind it. Alright, I think that's enough. Yeah, Dingle. So yeah, I am going to run some ads on the way out, as I usually do. There's nothing after them, though, so if you want to just skip the ads entirely, well, first off, I don't blame you, and two, second off, feel free. But, yeah. Trying to think, is there anything else I should say? Is there anything else I need to say? I don't think there is. Pokemon stream Wednesday. FNR on Friday will be EJLMS. Saturday will be GTA. I don't honestly know if it's Hunt the Streamer or not because I don't really care. I don't think it is. I don't think we have that again until November. So, should be racing. And that's the week's streams this week. Said week twice there. Anyway, that's going to do it for me tonight. Thank you all for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Later.